Hey guys, what's up? How are you doing today? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. Today's video, I'm going to talk about Canadian politics. Lots of my subscribers on this channel were asking me the same question, guys. What's your political views? Who are you going to be voting for? And what do you think about Canadian politics? Well, here you go. This video is going to answer all of your questions. There are 6 main candidates in Canada who want to become a prime minister, who want to take the seat of a prime minister. Let's start with the end of the list according to the popularity. Bernier. He is an interesting guy, but he says that he doesn't like the immigration policies and he wants to make it tougher, and basically he's in the end of the list. Then comes Blanchette. Both of these guys are more for pro-Quebec. So my personal opinion, I know people wanted to know my opinion. I'm not a news channel, I'll tell you the way I think it is. Those guys, they are good, but we don't know if they're going to be supporting pro-Quebec more or they're going to be supporting the entire Canada as the country. And therefore, personally for me, I'm not sure if I like any of those prime minister possible possibilities that we have. Next one is Elizabeth May. She speaks the honorable things about the global warming and about being a female prime minister, and it's a cool thing, you know, to have a female prime minister who is so much concerned about the global environment and the earth. But it's not enough to base the government on it. It has to be something more. Maybe I didn't do enough of a research about her. Let's start with Jagmeet Singh, the guy from Scarborough, Ontario, who is like a super assimilated Punjabi, like Jagmeet Singh, right? So it's Punjabi name. He's super assimilated guy to Canadian culture, who was born and raised Scarborough, Ontario. And to be honest with you, I was surprised when he showed up in the politics, because it was something unexpected. It's kind of a cool thing. He has really nice suits, really nice beard, and his marketing team does a great job of representing him. I really like the image they have created for him, and you know, at the same time being a respectable man and also a cool guy, a super assimilated guy to a Canadian culture, who yes represents the minority of people, and I would say even immigrants, right? Because you can obviously see, and it's a really bright persona. Next candidate has a little bit more popularity. His name, and he's the tallest of the bunch, I believe, Andrew Shearer, Conservative Party. He says the right things about Canada and the right things about the current government. He criticized Justin Trudeau in the debate really professionally, where he's basically talked about Justin Trudeau's corruption conflict leveling and, you know, all those scandals that were happening, and he says the right things about criticizing the current government, but his slogan is to get ahead. So Canadians get ahead and put more money into your pockets, which is, I'm unsure of his plans, how he is going to be doing that. And that's my biggest concern. He says the right things about the current power, but at the same time he doesn't give up his plans on what he's planning to do actually. Now, there's also even more popular leader, who is Justin Trudeau. He's our former prime minister, and you know, he might be the future prime minister. We are not sure about that. Now, he speaks well. He says the right things. He's really pro-left activist, I would say, more for the LGBT society, for the global warming immigrant society. He made the immigration policies a little bit lighter, and he has lots of support from the immigrants. He speaks really nice, and he is like a world celebrity, the most coolest, you know, like a big guy, one of the G7 people, and most, I would say, one of the loved people in the world. Well, he's a celebrity, he's a political celebrity, and he speaks well, and he comes from a family where his dad was a prime minister of Canada as well, so that's also kind of a cool thing. But only speaking well and representing yourself and saying the right things, and you know, walking away from the questions by speaking his political slogans like he does sometimes, most of the time, doesn't mean that it's going to be the best option for Canada. So here is my snapshot and my opinion on the Canada's politics. Personally, for me, this is going to be my first election in Canada. I'm not sure who to vote for, and I'm not sure who would be a better option for being a prime minister in Canada? Would it be Jagmeet Singh? I'm unsure of what he's going to do as a prime minister, and it's a little bit kind of funky, it's a little bit strange for me. So let's go to Andrew Shearer, because we are not going to be talking about Bernier, and we are not going to be talking about Elizabeth May. We'll talk about these three main candidates. Andrew Shearer guy, he says the right things about the current government. He says that he wants to improve, to get ahead, to put money into pockets. Not sure how he's going to do that either. And there is Justin Trudeau, who actually promises something, and he actually probably could be able to do something, but at the same time, the experience of him being prime minister wasn't really, at least where I'm from, I'm in Alberta, it wasn't really pleasant, because the economy went down, the oil industry went down. He didn't build the 2 pipelines, he built another 1 pipeline that he cannot build, and there's lots of conflicts in the Canadian politics. So to answer your question fully is, being on my first ever elections in Canada, I'm not sure who I should be voting for. It's really complicated, the politics here, and I don't see one leader. I do not see such a bright figure. I'm unsure on these current elections if we have such a strong, powerful leader who could represent. I might be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but at this point I am not sure who I should be voting for. So I want to find out your comments. What do you think about Canadian elections? Do you agree with my opinion? Are you also unsure? Or do you think that you just want a different kind of government because you are a little bit fed up with the current government? Or do you want the current government to stay because you don't want any... what's your opinion? Let's talk a little bit about politics. Not too much here, but just anyways, leave a comment and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.